Season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage finally gave Connor a tail. It was the most endearing plot ever. I'm thrilled whenever he receives more than a couple of inane jokes because he has been my favorite character since the series premiere. The 15th episode of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, which aired in the first season, was about Connor's crush on a girl who works at a record store. It turned out better than I had anticipated. I am certain that Connor is neurodivergent, even though he has never been officially labeled with autism or anything else. I see a lot of my autistic self in his lack of confidence in social situations, strange hobbies, and stubbornness. The fact that he managed to ask Chloe out and even got a second date, provided he doesn't forget to follow up, was even more delightful because of that. I found this tale even more meaningful because it was broadcasted on April 3rd, the day following World Autism Day. In Season 1, Episode 15 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, however, the story's most appealing quality was its natural progression. Writing a story that aims to celebrate neurodiversity but avoids being preachy or sugary is easy. Thankfully, Goddess of the Music Store avoided both of these pitfalls. I was unsurprised that Connor sought Georgie's counsel on how to approach a girl. In contrast to the Mallisters, Season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage builds to the point where it's clear that Connor has a bond with Georgie that none of his parents have. Due to his upbringing with Sheldon, Georgie comprehends and embraces Connor's eccentricities, compared to how Georgie and Sheldon were portrayed on The Big Bang Theory. I really like this scenario, where Georgie feels bad about herself for not being more understanding of Sheldon's quirks since Sheldon left the family to attend Caltech following George Sr.'s death, leaving Georgie to care for Missy and Mary. The adult Georgie asserted that he hadn't communicated with Sheldon for many years. It appears that that is no longer the way things transpired. Georgie receives visits from Mary and Missy from time to time, but he has his own family. More significantly, he no longer harbors resentment towards Sheldon because of the space he has created between them. The tensions within the Cooper family made it difficult for Georgie and Sheldon to get close. Georgie felt ignored by Mary because of her fixation on Sheldon, and he started to think he was stupid since he wasn't as bright as his brother. Even if Sheldon hadn't been against conventional brotherly bonds, Connor gives him a second shot, and Georgie's perspective changes now that he's a parent living apart from his birth family. In light of their past together and the little time they've spent together, it's not shocking that Connor would confide in Georgie. In Season 1, Episode 15 of Mandy and Georgie's First Marriage, Connor has already stated his preference for Georgie over his biological family and his belief that she is the one relative who welcomes him unconditionally. Even though Georgie stumbled into her marriage to Mandy, he likely sees it as a model of a happy marriage. Speaking of which, the family's responses to being left out were absolutely priceless. Some of the most hilarious parts of the story came from the Mallisters' crazy antics. Particularly endearing was Mandy's response to Georgie's initial disclosure of Connor's crush on Chloe. She went back to her adolescent ways, devouring each piece of gossip she could find. The thought of an older person behaving in such a way regarding romance rumors made me laugh out loud because I'm frequently in the company of 14-year-olds. I will, however, make special note of the bedroom scene between Jim and Audrey in Episode 15 of Season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. Jim's desire to discuss sexuality with Connor in a monotone was nearly as funny as Mandy's insatiable appetite for rumors. Naturally, Audrey failed to perceive any amusing aspect to the circumstance. As usual, she had feelings of exclusion. The way Rachel B. Jones has been bringing Audrey to life is absolutely brilliant. She had no redeeming qualities on Young Sheldon and is now much more multifaceted as a mother and wife. She struggles to comprehend her children's lack of open communication, struggles with self-esteem, and frets over Mandy's future with Georgie. Did you think Connor's date would turn out so well? My heart skipped a beat for Connor when he and Chloe started bickering about music preferences. His fragile vocal tone and his conviction that his views on music were absolute truths, to which everyone was obligated, sounded like the first signs of chaos. When Chloe kissed him instead, I was astonished by Season 1, Episode 15 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage. She appeared aroused whenever they sparred over their differences. Connor has my full support. Season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage is coming to a finish, so we'll see how things play out between him and this woman.